The dead do not rest, not in the grim darkness of the far future. Their spirits whisper through crystal tombs. Their memories hum within blades of wraithbone. And when the living call, they answer, bound in armor of spirit and sorrow, guided by the will of a single soul who dares to speak with the dead. They march again. These are the Wraithblades, and their shepherd, the Spiritseer, the ghosts of the Aeldari, and tonight, their haunting begins.
Welcome back to Brush and Blood, where Warhammer meets the real world. Tonight, for our Halloween finale, we're painting the Aeldari Wraithblades and their psychic guide, the Spiritseer, a spectral army, where the dead fight alongside the living. As I paint, we'll explore how the Aeldari cheat death, the bond between the Spiritseer and their ghostly warriors, and the echoes of this haunting idea in real-world myth, religion, and ghost stories. Disclaimer: this episode is for entertainment purposes only. Lore and history details may not be exact. This is about storytelling and painting minis.
Let's get it on!
Lore and background. In Aeldari culture, death is never the end, it's a burden. When an Aeldari dies, their soul doesn't vanish. It's captured within a spirit stone to protect it from being devoured by Slaanesh, the Dark Prince of Excess. These spirit stones are then housed within the Infinity Circuit, a psychic network that runs through every craft world, a collective afterlife made of memories and ghosts. But sometimes, when war calls and hope fades, those spirits are drawn back, placed within wraithbone bodies, to fight once more. The Wraithblades are the mightiest of these revenants, silent guardians wielding ghost axes or wraith swords, their strength fueled by the sorrow of eternity. Each step they take resonates with psychic echoes, a harmony of remembrance and rage. And guiding them is the Spiritseer, a living Aeldari who bridges the gap between life and death. Through song, gesture, and psychic will, they commune with the souls inside the constructs, giving them direction, purpose, and peace. But it's never simple. Every order the Spiritseer gives tugs at something sacred, commanding not soldiers, but ancestors. Real-world parallels. The living and the dead. The bond between Spiritseer and Wraithblade echoes legends throughout history, cultures where the dead were not feared, but revered, where the line between ancestor and ally was thin as smoke. In ancient Japan, the samurai didn't see death as an end, but a transformation. They believed their ancestors watched over them in battle, their spirits guiding each sword stroke, steadying trembling hands, turning fear into focus. Shrines were built not just to honor the fallen, but to consult them. Warriors prayed for clarity, patience, and courage from those who'd already faced the void. Some clans even carried ancestral relics into war pieces of armor or old blades said to contain the spirit of a founder, believed to whisper through the clash of steel. That same whisper lives in the Aeldari's Infinity Circuit, a chorus of the dead lending strength to the living. In Celtic myth, death was a door, not a wall. The warriors of old carried charms and tokens, said to hold fragments of fallen kings and heroes. Bards told stories of ghostly armies, spectral hosts seen riding across moonlit hills before great battles. To the Celts, the dead could be summoned not out of terror, but out of loyalty, a call to arms across generations. Their swords were said to sing when swung in vengeance, just as the Wraithblade's weapons hum with psychic resonance, each note a memory of a warrior who once was. Even in World War I, soldiers spoke of seeing ghost battalions marching through the fog, echoes of the fallen still keeping watch over the living. It's a pattern that repeats through time. Humanity seeking comfort in the idea that the dead walk beside us, that courage and love don't die with the body. But for the Aeldari, that isn't faith. It isn't poetry. It's reality, and it's weaponized. Lore Vignette, the last song of Iyanden. On the dying craft world, Iyanden, after the Tyranids tore through its fleets, only a few thousand living Aeldari remained. The halls of the Infinity Circuit pulsed with restless souls, millions of ancestors waiting in silence. When the Hive Fleet returned, the Spiritseers gathered and began the summoning. The dead rose again, thousands of Wraithblades awakening beneath the psychic hum of grief and vengeance. The battlefield shimmered with spectral light. As the Tyranids descended, the Wraithblades formed their lines silent, unflinching, unstoppable. They fought for days without food, sleep, or mercy. When the last Spiritseer fell, the Wraithblades didn't stop. They simply stood where they were, motionless, their ghostly weapons humming in the aftermath of slaughter. Iyanden survived not because of the living, but because the dead refused to abandon their home. Pop culture and myth parallels. The Wraithblades and their Spiritseers walk the same narrative line as the living ghosts of myth and fiction. Stories where death is not an ending, but a duty that refuses to die. In The Lord of the Rings, the army of the dead were cursed warriors, bound by broken oaths to fight long after their flesh had rotted away. They marched not for vengeance, but for redemption, to make right what was once wrong. Their silence, their green glow, their unstoppable advance all echo in the Wraithblades. But where Tolkien's ghosts are freed by fulfilling their promise, the Aeldari have no release. Their duty never ends. Their curse is eternity. In Princess Mononoke, we see spirits not as kind guardians, but as wild and furious forces, gods and beasts, twisted by the corruption of man. The forest spirit's death, its blood flooding the land, mirrors what happens to the Aeldari, a civilization poisoned by its own hubris, now haunted by the echoes of what it destroyed. Like the cursed gods of that film, the Wraithblades are both salvation and warning. They protect the living, but their very existence means something sacred has already been lost. Then there's the world of Bleach and Jujutsu Kaisen, where spirits, once human, are transformed by pain, regret, and love into weapons. In Bleach, the Zanpakuto are living reflections of their wielder's soul, a concept that feels eerily close to the Spiritseer's psychic bond. Each blade has its own voice, its own spirit, its own grief. And in Jujutsu Kaisen, cursed energy, the negative emotion of humanity, becomes the raw fuel for battle. Pain is turned into power. Loss becomes strength. That's the Aeldari in a single heartbeat. A civilization so consumed by the memory of its fall that even its weapons mourn. In every story, from Middle-earth to Studio Ghibli, from anime to ancient myth, the message is the same. The dead never truly leave us, and sometimes the only way to honor them is to keep fighting. Real-world reflection. The price of memory. History teaches that remembrance can both heal and haunt. Civilizations build monuments, light candles, and whisper names, so the fallen aren't forgotten. But what if we could bring them back? The Aeldari have done exactly that, and it's broken them. Every Spiritseer bears the psychic weight of countless voices, friends, lovers, mentors, all whispering from beyond. They are commanders of the dead, but also their caretakers. They don't order, they ask. And in return, the spirits obey not out of duty, but love. It's beautiful, and it's terrifying. Psychology of the Wraith. The psychology of the Wraith constructs mirrors trauma itself. Memories reanimated, grief given form. Psychologists might call it echo identity, the phenomenon of living through loss by recreating what was lost. For the Aeldari, the Wraithblades are both salvation and scar tissue. Each spirit awakened relives death again and again. Each Spiritseer risks losing their mind to the chorus of voices they command. And yet, they endure. Because sometimes, the only way to face oblivion is to walk beside it. And there they stand, the Wraithblades and their Spiritseer, ghosts of an empire long dead, fighting in silence beneath alien stars. With this, our Brush and Blood Halloween arc draws to a close, a journey through plague, faith, and now the thin veil between life and death itself. Fun fact, each Wraithblade's armor hums with the psychic resonance of its soul. The frequency is unique, no two are alike. Spiritseers can identify which ancestor they command just by the tone their armor sings. Next time on Brush and Blood, we step from spirits to shadows painting the warp spiders, the Aeldari hunters who disappear between dimensions and strike like nightmares reborn. Tell me in the comments, would you rather command the dead or vanish into the warp and never be seen again? Don't forget to like and subscribe. It keeps the wraithbone glowing and the paint flowing. Until next time, walk softly, and remember, not all ghosts rest in peace.
Yes! That was cool!
I'm on Brush and Blood. A phantom in midnight armor blinks across the battlefield, an Aeldari warp spider.
Every strand of fate pulls us closer to the web. I won't let them tear it apart.
Watch as blades of light carve through iron and sparks fly. The hunter becomes the hunted.